Hello, good morning. Hello, hello, good morning. Troisième 6, troisième 7. Knock, knock, knock. Come on, wake up. Time, 11 o'clock. You should have had your breakfast by now. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, good morning. How are you today? Good morning. Is there anybody here today? Hello, hello. Oh, hello, Lina. Good morning, girl. How are you? Good morning, Noah. How are you? Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Who's there today? Good morning. I'm fine, thank you very much. Okay, guys. Il nous manque une petite fidèle, même une. Alors, on a toujours normalement Lali, qui va peut-être pas tarder. Qui est-ce que j'ai aussi d'habitude en troisième? Il y a aussi très souvent la petite Laura. Il m'en manque un petit peu ce matin. Ah, elle peut pas aujourd'hui. D'accord, ok. Elle peut pas aujourd'hui, donc c'est pas grave. Période bizarre, triste, très spéciale de nos vies. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Alors, dernier live aujourd'hui, pourquoi? Parce que demain, je vous ai dit que je ne pouvais pas faire de live parce que je serai à l'heure des troisièmes en live avec les inspecteurs d'anglais. I'm fine, thank you. Et pourquoi aussi dernier live? Parce que la semaine prochaine, c'est retour à l'école. Et qui dit retour à l'école dit emploi du temps normal. Et donc voilà quoi. Alors, ça aura été un peu spécial. Je ne sais pas si vous allez revenir la semaine prochaine. Il y a quand même un caractère obligatoire, mais après, vos parents sont des adultes et ils savent ce qu'ils font en vous renvoyant ou pas au collège. Je continuerai avec ceux qui sont là. Voilà, si j'ai une personne, ça sera du cours particulier. Si j'ai deux, ça sera presque du cours particulier, 2, 3, 4, voilà. Et puis voilà, puis ça ira bien. Alors, le masque sera obligatoire au collège. Alors, vous aurez une salle d'attribuer pour la semaine. Et ce sont les professeurs qui vont bouger. Good morning, Emily. How are you? Donc, vous aurez une salle attribuée. Ce sont les professeurs qui vont bouger. À chaque fois que vous rentrerez dans la salle, on vous désinfectera les mains avec du gel hydroalcoolique. Vous ne vous passerez pas vos cahiers, vos crayons, vos machins, vos trucs. Il n'y a pas de « Ah, j'ai pas de gomme, prête-moi ta gomme ». Non. Si vous êtes côte à côte, parce qu'on peut très bien avoir une classe où il y aura 20 élèves, et il n'y a pas 20. Moi, par exemple, dans ma salle, je n'ai que 15 tables. Si vous êtes côte à côte, vous serez obligé d'avoir le masque en classe. Si vous n'êtes pas côte à côte, du genre si vous êtes très peu, donc pour vous mettre un par table, vous ne serez pas obligé. Ça, c'est la première chose. Si vous revenez au collège, n'oubliez pas de prendre 2 masques, un pour le matin, un pour l'après-midi. La cantine va être organisée de manière à ce que chacun ait une place bien définie et que voilà, vous ne soyez pas tous agglutinés. Et quoi d'autre? Et dans la cour de récré, écoutez, il faudra éviter les contacts proches, quoi. Thank you. Donc, dernier live aujourd'hui, et puis en espérant vous revoir la semaine prochaine. Bon, on verra bien. Quoi qu'il en soit, voilà quoi. Si je vous reverrai peut-être plus, parce que voilà, c'est la fin de la troisième, vous partez au lycée. Donc bon, sachez quand même que j'aurais été ravie de vous avoir en présentiel au premier ou deuxième trimestre. Et j'aurais été, alors non pas ravie de faire cours en distanciel, parce que on n'est pas ravi de faire cours en distanciel, parce que ça veut dire qu'il y a quelque chose de grave qui se passe. Mais en tout cas, ça aura permis de garder le lien avec vous un petit peu. Et les troisièmes, c'est toujours un peu spécial quand vous partez. C'est une page de votre vie de collégien qui se tourne pour vous laisser rentrer dans une vie de lycéen. Donc voilà. Allez, quoi qu'il en soit, il y avait des devoirs à faire pour aujourd'hui. So, it was a new workshop, a new chapter, a new sequence, and the title was The Voices of the Media. Alors, le bal n'aura pas lieu. Le bal n'aura pas lieu. En revanche, il devrait avoir lieu, mais au mois d'octobre. Voilà, quand vous viendrez chercher vos diplômes du brevet. Voilà, c'est ce qui avait été évoqué. C'est ce qui avait été évoqué pendant un conseil de classe. Voilà. Et donc, faudra revenir nous faire un petit coucou spécialement pour le bal. Mais ça sera plus tard dans l'année, certainement vers les vacances de la Toussaint. Voilà, bah oui, c'est important de faire ce genre de petites choses. Et à ce moment-là, on vous retrouvera certainement, enfin, j'espère qu'on vous y retrouvera. Voilà, ok, allez, The Voices That Made History. Alors, donc, et pour ceux qui reviennent la semaine prochaine, n'oubliez pas vos affaires, quoi. Hein. Alors, je parle pour moi, mais dans toutes les matières aussi. Hein. Donc, moi, vous savez qu'il y a le book, le workbook, et puis votre cahier. So, the voices that made history. And the voices of the media, sorry. And it was about the photos that made history. And the number one, the first exercise you had to do, so maybe you probably know this man, Nelson Mandela, who is very famous because he spent most of his life in prison, and it was in South Africa, and that sad period was called apartheid. And okay, so he spent 27 years in jail. He spent 27 years in prison, and he was elected president. Yes, he was elected president in 1994, president of South Africa. So you had to listen and find information about what happened on that day. Donc c'était une compréhension orale sur quelqu'un qui racontait. The person was telling about that very special day when Mandela was released, when he was freed from prison. So you had two parts in your workbooks. You had the left part, which was about Mandela, and you had the right part, which was about the media. So let's start with the media first. And so the media is about that man who took the picture. So David's job. Let's start with the media on the right-hand side of the of page 96. David's job. What was his job? What did you write? What did you write? What was David's job? What was his job? Alors, la connexion depuis ce matin, elle n'est pas géniale. J'ai déjà fait les 5e et les 4e. Et vous êtes vraiment très... Après, ça dépend vraiment de votre connexion et de où vous êtes. Parce que j'avais un élève tout de suite, ça marchait bien. Et avec les autres, ça ramait. Donc, peut-être que ça va ramer aussi avec vous un petit peu, j'en sais rien. Donc bon, on va voir ce que ça donne. Donc, yes. Bon, alors Myriam, ça a l'air de marcher. Agnès is a photographer. He is a photographer. Is a photographer. On met bien l'accent sur photographer. À ne pas confondre avec photographe. Photographe, c'est la photo. Mais le photographe, le job de photographe, c'est photographer. He is a photographer. Yes. Yes, very good. Okay. And the question number 2 about the media, so about that man who represents the media. His dream. What was his dream at the time? What was his dream? What was his dream? Oh, be careful. There's a difference between get a picture Okay, his dream was a picture of Mandela, for sure, but his dream was to take a picture. Because I can get a picture of Mandela. I can check, I can print one, I can go on Google or whatever. I can get a picture of Mandela. I can print it, but I can't take it. He wanted to take a picture because he was a photographer. On va mettre tout au passé. He wanted to take a picture of Mandela. So his dream was to take a picture of Mandela. Donc attention à get. Picture of Mandela. Take, yes. To get a picture. Not with a picture of, not with. Not, hey Mandela, come next to me and we're going to do a selfie. No, to get a picture of Mandela. Of, one F at off. Picture of Mandela. Okay. Reaction and emotions. Alors, there were many different, you could write different things. You could write different things. Three different things. So, what did you write? What did you write? What did you write? What were his reactions and emotions? Alors, so Miriam, the most exciting day of his life. Exactly, the most exciting day of his life. What else? What else? So the most exciting day of his life. The most exciting day of his life. Je check à chaque fois. The most exciting day of his life. Good, Luderic. Okay. The second one. So Miriam, the strongest moment of his career. Good. The strongest moment of his career. Ça s'écrit comme ça, career. Non, il n'y a qu'un seul R. Oh, strongest, not strongest. Strong. Je refais la même faute. Strongest. The strongest moment of his career. Yes, the strongest moment of his career. And number 3. Oh, my belly is doing so much noise. Come on, shut up. You had breakfast this morning. A social, emotional moment. Almost such an emotional moment. Such an emotional moment. Such a moving moment. Such an emotional moment. Un tel moment d'émotion. Such an emotional moment. Un tel moment de moving qui... en français, c'est quoi? Qui remue, qui... Voilà. A moving moment. Pas qui remue comme ça, hein, qui remue... voilà, qui remue dans son cœur et puis et dans sa tête. So that was for the media. So he was the photographer. His dream was to take a picture of Mandela. And that day when Mandela was released, that day was the most exciting day of his life, the strongest moment of his career, and it was such an emotional moment. Mandela now, Nelson Mandela. So let's concentrate on the left part of page 96. Let's focus on page 96, the left part, Mandela. What happened? What happened to him? What happened to Mandela? On February the 11th, 1990, what happened to him? What happened to Mandela? Alors, free est un verbe que l'on peut conjuguer. Donc, he was freed. He was freed. Il a été libéré. He was freed. Ou alors, he was released. Exactly. He was freed. Synonym, he was released. So he was freed after how many years in prison? After he was released, he was freed after how long did he stay in prison? After, I'm going to give you a little help. After 27 years in prison. He was freed, he was released after 27 years in prison. What did he do for the first time in years? What did he do for the first time in years? What did he do for the first time in years? What did he do for the first time in years? No? Bon, certainement un peu de... Ça doit coincer un peu. He gave a speech. Exactly. He gave a speech. Alors, Myriam, toi, comme les autres, on peut augmenter le niveau de vocabulaire, l'augmenter et puis l'enrichir aussi. He delivered a speech. Alors, si je l'écris bien, ça sera mieux. He delivered a speech. He gave a speech is perfect. He delivered a speech. It's another way of saying it. It's a synonym. He gave a public speech. Yes, exactly. He gave a public speech. Or another synonym, he spoke publicly. He gave a speech, he delivered a speech, he gave a public speech, he spoke publicly. Yes. Okay. What had he become? Qu'est-ce qu'il était devenu? Que représentait-il? What did he represent? What had he become? What had he become? What had he become? He had become. Any ideas? What had he become? He had become a symbol of hope. Black people, for black people. He had become a symbol of hope and a spokesman for his country. Yes, very good. Miriam, Juliette, he had become a symbol of hope. Very good. And a spokesman, for his country. And a spokesman for his country. He had become a symbol of hope and a spokesman for his country. Yes, le symbole de l'espoir et le porte-parole de son pays. And it was not that long ago. It was not back in the 1950s or 60s like in the States. It was like in 1990. So it was not so long ago. It was quite recent, all these events. And South Africa, all the world was mostly against this kind of racial segregation, this apartheid, and most of the countries, if not all of them, had done what is called an embargo, and the country was like locked down, and nobody would trade with South Africa anymore until they started to change their policy. Donc, à cette époque, j'étais en train de dire que ça fait pas si longtemps que ça, 1990, c'est pas si loin que ça. Pratiquement tous les pays du monde, si ce n'est tous les pays du monde, pratiquaient l'embargo, c'est-à-dire que ne commercialisaient plus n'avaient plus d'échanges commerciaux avec l'Afrique du Sud pour faire plier le gouvernement pour qu'ils arrêtent cette ségrégation raciale très très importante qui sévissait encore dans ce pays. Voilà. And the importance of David's photo, sorry. So how important was it? À quel point a-t-elle été importante? How important was it? It helped fight How important was the photo? It helped fight apartheid and it was published partout dans le monde. It was published. Alors, on pourrait dire everywhere in the world, mais il y a une expression qui est beaucoup plus simple. Yes, worldwide. Yes, Myriam. David's photo was published in newspapers worldwide, partout dans le monde. She is famous worldwide. Elle est célèbre partout dans le monde. She is famous everywhere in the world. Mais bon, on raccourcit. On a notre mot qui va bien pour ça. Donc, worldwide. His picture helped in South Africa. Yes, it helped fight apartheid in South Africa. And it was published worldwide. Yes. Est-ce que vous connaissiez Mandela avant? Est-ce que vous en aviez déjà entendu parler? Vous en aviez déjà entendu parler de Nelson Mandela? Oui? Okay. Okay, good. Then you had number 2. Okay, good. Then you have number 2, time to check right or correct when necessary. So number 2A, page 96, was David's dream was to get a picture of Mandela, right or wrong? David's dream was to get a picture of Mandela, right or wrong? So what have you written for 2A? 2A. Right, yes, it's correct. 2B. Right, okay, good. 2B, it was the most boring moment of his career. It was the most boring moment of his career. So is it right or wrong? It was the most boring moment of his career. Of course wrong. Of course wrong. And what is the correct answer? What is the correct answer? Yes, the most exciting one. You're right. The most exciting one. The most exciting one. Le plus passionnant, le plus excitant. It was the most exciting moment of his career. The most exciting one. Good. No, 2C. 2C. Parce que j'avais bien précisé dans les devoirs, faire le 2, page 96-97. Parce que je me suis dit, bon, il y en a qui vont s'arrêter en bas de la page et qui ne vont pas penser que peut-être il y a la page suivante. Comme vous me faisiez le coup en classe des fois. Ah, mais on n'avait pas vu. Voilà. Donc, du coup, voilà. So the third question, the third sentence was Mandela hadn't spoken publicly when he was in prison, and you're right. You're right. He hadn't spoken publicly when he was in prison. So you're right. He hadn't spoken publicly when he was in prison. And the last one, 2D. 2D. David's photo didn't play an important role because it was only published in South Africa. Sorry. David's photo didn't play an important role because it was only published in South Africa. So is 2D right or is it wrong? Is it right or wrong? So. And it is wrong. Of course. I'm sure you have found the correct answer. Yes, Juliette, you're right. Good girl, Juliette, good girl. So it's wrong. And his photo played an important role because it was published worldwide and it helped fight apartheid in South Africa. Yes, it was published. It was published all over the world, not just in South Africa. It was published all over the world, not just in South Africa. Yes. Okay. Good. I have completely forgotten. What else did you have to do? Was it just listen and do page 96, 97, or was there something else? I forgot. Sorry, I forgot. I think that was all. I think that's all. Okay. If you have avez-vous... Oui, je pense que c'était tout. Hein. Je pense que c'était tout. Okay, so let's go. On va faire un petit exercice avant de finir. Do you have your workbooks with you? If you have it, then take it, please, and open it page 100. Open it page 100, please. Let's do number 2, page 100. Oh. Because I can't read you anymore. So there's probably a problem with the connection. So I would like us to finish with this number 2, page 100 in your workbooks. Écris un équivalent. And if you don't have your workbooks, it's not a problem because the exercise is give a synonym. So I can write what is written on the workbook and then you can try to find the answer. So if you have your workbook, that's fine. You can take it and open on page 2, on page 100, number 2. But if you don't, then I can write the word and you can try to find the synonym. So, they say, écris un équivalent pour chacun des mots ou expressions suivants. So that's 2A again. 2A. So what is the synonym of a representative? A representative. Can you give me a synonym? Can you write a synonym of representative? Yes, exactly. A spokesman. A spokesman. A spokesman. Or a spokeswoman. There are both genders. A spokesman or a spokeswoman. Yes, you're right. Good. What is the synonym? So to be. What is the synonym of moving? What is the synonym of moving? Emotional. Good. Emotional. All right. Synonym emotional. Good. Okay. To see. Release. Release. What is the synonym of this verb? What is the synonym of this verb? What's the synonym of this verb? Free. Exact. Correct. Synonym free. Therefore, release is a verb. Free. Synonym. Oh. Not synonym. Yes, free. You're right, guys. Okay. Number 4. 2D, sorry. 2D. What is the synonym of all over the world? All over the world. What's the synonym of all over the world? What is the synonym of all over the world? Worldwide. Good. Synonym. Worldwide. Exactly. Worldwide. Synonym. Worldwide. Yes. And the last one. What is the synonym of shocking? Number 2E. Synonym of shocking. Synonym of shocking. Yes, no. Have you found it? Yes, you're right. Chilling. 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 Yes, good. And 2F, 2F. What is the synonym of turn public opinion? What is the synonym of turn public opinion? Turn public opinion? Change, exactly. Change public opinion. Change public opinion. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Et peut-être, si vous avez votre livre et le workbook, on peut peut-être faire ensemble on peut peut-être terminer ensemble avec une image qui n'est pas très gaie, hein, mais ça fait partie de l'histoire, malheureusement. When photos shock. That picture is very, very, very famous. Very famous. The Napalm Girl. Est-ce que vous l'avez, votre livre avec le workbook? Normalement, oui, hein, parce que vous êtes venu les récupérer. À part certains qui les ont laissés, mais bon. So, okay, good, perfect. So I'm going to read the text and then we'll answer the questions on page 98. So the photo that changed the war. Kim Phuc was just 9 years old when, on June the 8th, 1972, photographer Nick Hutt took this photo. Je suis à la page 67. Page 67. A South Vietnamese plane had just dropped napalm and burnt the naked little girl, screaming in pain, in the middle of the picture. The following morning, readers around the world discovered the chilling photo on the front page of every newspaper. A few days after, they found out that Kim had survived her burns thanks to Nick, who had taken her to hospital. This photo helped turn public opinion against the Vietnam War by showing the atrocities committed against civilians, especially children. By the end of 1973, almost all US military personnel had left South Vietnam. Many experts thought Nick Hutt's photo had helped change the course of history. So that photo was taken in 1972 during the Vietnam War, a war which involved the United States and that part of the world and Vietnam. And that was, and if you have I guess you have heard of Banksy. Banksy is a British graffiti artist, and that's how he transformed this very famous picture of the little girl, the napalm girl, with the two symbols of America, Mickey Mouse and Ronald McDonald. So that's how it turns out. It turns the original photo into one of his art photo. So if you wish, if you don't go back to school on Monday, if you decide to stay home, then you can read this part here, because that's what we'll do in class. Donc j'étais en train de dire que si vous ne revenez pas lundi, moi je continuerai ça en classe. Donc, mais bon, lisez le temps que vous avez vos livres, utilisez-les. Okay, so let's go to page, that part here, page 98. So the girl, what information can you tell me about the girl? What information can you tell me about the girl? What information? Maybe her name. So what information? What's the little girl's name? What's her name? So her name is, what's her name? Her name is Kim Fook. Good. Yes. Tu m'as fait peur, Myriam. Je dis non, c'est pas possible, c'est pas possible. Comment ai-je pu me tromper à ce point sur les capacités de cet enfant? Her name. Ah, j'ai eu peur. Faut pas me faire des frayeurs comme ça, hein. Oh. Pas faire une crise cardiaque non plus. Yes, her name is Kim Fook. How old is she? How old is she? Bon, ça va, c'était désolée, ça va. How old is the girl? Wait, how old was she on the photo? When the photo was taken, how old was she? Yes, exactly. She was 9. She was 9 when the photo was taken. She was 9 years old, exactly. She was 9. Okay. What else can you tell her? Can you tell about her? What else can you say about her? What happened to her? What happened to her? So her village was bombed by the US airplanes, by the US Army planes. So her village was bombed, and so it was that sort of bomb that would explode, and that would spread out a very, very intensive gas with flames and stuff like that. So she was burnt by napalm. So she was burnt by napalm. And as a consequence, she took off her clothes, were probably burning. And so in order not to die in atrocious pain, She took off her clothes and she ran naked in the middle of the street, of the road, in the middle of the road, and she was screaming in pain. Screaming, not screaming. Ah bah comme ça, j'ai tout gagné. Screaming in pain. Oh no, screaming. She was screaming in pain. Elle hurlait de douleur. She was screaming in pain. Elle hurlait de douleur. Après, c'est un texte qui n'est pas très très difficile à comprendre. Bon, là, on le fait comme ça ensemble, voilà, mais j'espère que vous n'avez pas non plus bloqué sur tous les mots quand on a lu ce texte. And the part on the right, the photo and the photographer. So the photo was taken on June the 8th, 1972. The photo was taken on June the 8th, 1972 by Nick Hutt. By Nick Hutt. Yes, by Nick Hutt. In South Vietnam. Americans didn't really care about this war because it was very far from home. It was on the other side of the world. So they knew that some young soldiers were sent there, and there were some fightings and bombings and atrocious things happening. But they were not very concerned because of the distance between the two countries. But that photo really did open their eyes. That photo opened their eyes. And from that moment, they felt concerned and they felt very much against that war. It was in the movement, in the area of the peace and hippie movement. So it was so all the soldiers were blamed when they came back from Vietnam. Sorry. So the welcome, there was no welcome for the soldiers. And the photographer took the girl to the hospital and saved her. The photographer took the girl to the hospital and saved her. Not talk, not tick-tock, it's tick-took. It's take-took. Let's do a take-took. What about doing a take-took? Not tick-tock. And the consequences, let's finish. The consequences was it changed the public opinion. It changed the public opinion. change the public opinion. Bien. Voilà, voilà les enfants. Donc, je clôture cette période spéciale, très 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 spéciale, qui j'espère n'arrivera qu'une fois dans nos vies, en vous disant déjà aux réguliers qui sont restés tout le temps, qui sont venus tout le temps. Bon, il y en a qui ont fait des petits sauts de temps en temps, mais il y a vraiment des fidèles parmi les fidèles. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Franchement, c'était pas évident parce qu'on a tous été très, très, très perturbés. Moi, je me rappellerai toujours que quand le vendredi soir à la récré, Monsieur Bagard nous a dit ah ben donc il n'y a plus d'école à partir de lundi. On s'est regardé avec les collègues et on s'est dit ah mais comment on va faire? Comment on va faire? Donc bon, bah on s'est débrouillé. Ça n'a pas été facile au début. Heureusement que mon mari a un ordinateur portable qu'il peut me prêter parce que moi mon ordi est dans ma chambre, donc sinon j'aurais fait de ma chambre. Bon, hein, franchement, je n'ai pas trop forcément envie de vous montrer ma chambre à coucher. Et puis surtout, j'ai pas de caméra, donc ça aurait été vraiment, voilà, ça aurait été vraiment très très difficile s'il n'avait pas lui eu un ordi portable avec une caméra, un ordi du boulot. Bah, il a fait ses cours, on n'est pas prof, mon mari. Il a fait aussi son travail en distanciel, en télévisuel, bah, comme tous ceux qui faisaient ça. Donc voilà, donc un grand merci, vous avez été super courageux. Bravo à vous d'avoir vraiment d'être vraiment resté fidèle parce que c'était vraiment pas évident et bravo. Merci beaucoup d'avoir regardé les lives, de peut-être aller en replay aussi. Voilà. J'espère qu'on ne revivra plus jamais ça. Vous m'avez vraiment manqué. Parce que un prof, il doit être en face de ses élèves, il ne doit pas être derrière un écran. Voilà. Merci beaucoup. J'espère vous revoir la semaine prochaine. Je comprendrai si vous ne revenez pas parce que voilà, quoi, c'est comme ça. Si je ne vous revois pas, bon vent à vous, bonne continuation au lycée, peu importe où vous alliez. Ayez une belle vie, faites attention à vous. Prenez soin de vous, de vos familles. Et profitez bien de cet été si vous revenez pas au collège. Thank you very much. Il n'y avait que des 3e 6. Bah, c'est pas grave, écoute, les 3e 7, peut-être qu'ils reviendront en classe. Peut-être à la semaine prochaine. Et en tout cas, merci d'avoir été mes élèves. Merci d'avoir été là. Et thank you very much. Thank you. And don't forget, wash your hands. Sneeze or cough in your elbow. Keep your social distance. Wear a mask if you go in shops. Take good care of you. Bye-bye. À lundi pour ceux qui reviennent. À lundi, avec grand plaisir.